Who's like, get your fucking ass on TV and watch Westworld. Paraphrasing, because it's pretty much the gist. So I watched Westworld, and now I want to talk about Westworld. Westworld Season 1. So Westworld is an HBO series based off of a movie. I believe it was written and directed by Michael Crichton. I have my phone right here. I like the motivation to look it up. Point is, it's a retelling of that story, and just imagine Red Dead Redemption was an MMO, but it's actually physically a place. It's sometime in the future. There's this theme park that's set in the Wild West. Most of the characters there are hosts, which are robots who are they're kind of like NPCs. And all the characters in this theme park operate within like hundreds of interwoven stories. And people pay a lot of money to go to this place and essentially play the game how they want. Look for gold, catch the bandits, fight, fuck, whatever. But some of the robot hosts, the characters in this story, they start kind of going off script, maybe remembering things. At that point, the show makes you ask, what is consciousness and are they conscious? And the show is really well acted too. Evan Rachel Wood plays, generally speaking, the main character. Hard to say that because the show is actually pretty evenly divided. Ed Harris is a dude that goes there, plays this game a lot. He's ultimately the asshole. But you look at him and you wonder where you end and he would begin. I mean, in Red Dead Redemption, I went to that lawless ass pit of a town and I used to just waste people because all the GTA games, and you're just like, you just shoot people because. I did that. We all did that. Which makes me think, what would I do there? Essentially, you're not really killing anyone. It's a program, but it's physical, and that's what makes it more real. It's one of the many questions this show forces you to ask. But the fact that this is a production, there is a whole storyline going behind the scenes with the game makers and the producers, which is great and so well balanced. So often in a show like this or a movie like this, where there's this storyline, maybe this storyline over here that's running everything, you're either really interested in that side or really interested in that side. You don't evenly care about both sides. This show, I was completely invested in what was going on in Westworld and what was going on behind the scenes in Westworld. Anthony Hopkins is the main one behind the scenes who owns this park. He's up to something. You don't know what he's up to. Is he a good guy? Is he a villain? The last couple things I saw Anthony Hopkins in, including Transformers The Last Night, you could tell he was completely phoning it in. In Westworld, he does not phone it in. It just shows you the difference between when an actor wants to be there and when they're doing it for a paycheck. Anthony Hopkins has still got it. It's the writing of this show that really hooked me. Not just talking about the dialogue, but talking about the execution of the concept as a whole. This show genuinely makes you question what is consciousness and how are we different than the robots in here who start to remember things. I mean, it's all programming, but one could argue it's all programming for us too. And I love that this show made me ask those questions. So often we see movies or shows about artificial intelligence or maybe the rise of it. I'm at the point in my life, I feel like I've seen a lot of what Hollywood movies, TV shows they have to offer. So anytime a show can take a concept that I may have seen in a couple places before, maybe this meets that, Ex Machina meets Red Dead Redemption, as they probably call this, to execute it in a way that makes it feel new, that's a win. At no point does this show give you the splice where it's like, oh, before there was no intelligence and now there is intelligence. Rise of the Planet of the Apes does that. It has that splice. It's like the moment the apes get the gas, now they're smart, you know that. But Westworld gradually builds that AI. It's not like anyone turns to the screen and is like, all right, folks, now they're self-aware. They are intelligent. You never get that cue. You never really know that. It rides that really blurry line on what is intelligence and what is programming. And as there's certainly a tangled web that Westworld weaves, all the storylines, really, you feel fulfilled with them. It rewards you for your investment. That's important for a show or a movie to do. So many shows and movies, not rewarding by the end. Westworld, I was completely satisfied and intrigued for season 2. A couple times the show bounces around a bit, makes you feel a little confused, but although you may be confused at times, you're never lost, and that's the important thing. In the end, Westworld was such a great experience. It was a show that hit me on many of the check marks, many of the levels of reasoning I go to movies for. Sometimes I go for entertainment. Sometimes I go to get lost in a world. Sometimes I go to ask the strong questions of what is consciousness. Westworld hit me on multiple levels as to what I consider good entertainment. In fact, it was really hard for me to think. I'm like, what didn't I like about Westworld? I can't really find it. When there's a show that I binge a season of and I want to immediately right then and there go back and watch it from the beginning again, I can't really find a lot of flaws there. A show that makes you self-reflect on a personal level as well as a larger level of humanity as a whole. I think you'll enjoy it. I'm rooting for you on this one. Actually, Star Trek The Next Generation with Moriarty. Elementary, My Dear Data, and Ship in a Bottle. If you have not seen those 2 episodes of Star Trek The Next Generation, you absolutely should. Alright, so Westworld, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below. Let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.